Are you here about the job? To forestall any confusion, yes, we split the proceeds equally. And no, I will not budge on that point. Allow me to explain. I need a partner for a difficult job. It pays well, but it involves travel, and there is some danger. Does that sound like the sort of thing that might interest you? I'm so glad you came along. I've chartered a ship. When you're ready, meet me there. Here, I'll mark your map. Bring some lockpicks. They sell them here if you don't have any. Oh, and wear something warm. Let's talk about details when we rendezvous. It's not that I don't trust you, I don't think I've made a good impression in this place. That is, if you're still interested. You are, right? Of course you are, I'm only joking. I've never had a partner. I mean, on all other big jobs I've done, which I did alone, quite successfully, and most of the people I interviewed thought the rendezvous was too far away. Well, I paid for a ship in advance. I didn't realize how far I'd have to look to find a suitable partner. For the job, I mean. But we can talk about this at the docks. You made it! I wasn't certain you... Well, I'm glad you're here. So, the details. We're headed to a remote patch of land called Fulstrom Homestead. It's owned by some Thane from Eastmarch. He's at war, but his staff and guards remain. We're looking for a relic called the Geovesin Skull. We slip inside the treasure room, grab our prize, and depart before anyone knows the difference. After that, we split the proceeds and go our separate ways. One more thing. I'd prefer not to spill any blood, but I leave our safety to your discretion. If a guard sees you, take shelter in a hiding spot. Sound good? This little tub will get us to a blockade runner offshore. They'll bring us to Fulstrom Homestead and back. I hope you don't get seasick. I get seasick. I'm sure I'll be all right. None whatsoever. Anything else you take is yours to fence. Just don't forget why we're there. We don't leave until we have the Geovessan skull. The newest job is always the biggest job. Life of a thief. You know how it is. Well, this is the biggest job I've ever attempted. But I did the research, arranged transportation, and knew I needed a good partner to pull it off. That's why I hired you. Dry land. Finally. Colder than I expected. Very, very cold. The manor should be up ahead. Are you ready? Of course. What about? There should be guards throughout the homestead. We're looking for a gatehouse. Once we're past the portcullis, the manor shouldn't be much further. That's where we'll find the Geovessan skull. I need it for a buyer in a boss landing, which isn't important right now. Until we get the Geovessan skull, there's no point in discussing payment. Let's head to the manor, quick and silent. The sentries are Windhelm Guard, on loan from someone important. If they give chase, find a hiding spot. The water between the two grates? Full of slaughterfish. winch is a problem. One moment. It's stuck. Try lifting the gate while I turn the winch. That's it! I knew we'd make good progress. You did bring lockpicks, didn't you? Lockpicks won't work on those doors. Some sort of mechanism, maybe? Whoa, that's one clever thing, but not clever enough. without a click. Come on, let's go find the Geovessan skull. It is. It's so shiny.
Surrender, thief! The manor is surrounded. Today the Iron Wheel brings you to justice.
What? Who are you?
Chief Inspector Ranbeek. We foiled your attempt to steal the Geovessan skull. Will you also confess to stealing Magnifica Felora's dowry? See? It doesn't matter. Return the Geovessan skull and surrender, or face the consequences.
No idea what he means. I'll follow your lead. Wake up, partner! We need to get out of here! Who was that? What was all that about, with dowries and iron wheels? Nobody. Well, I sent word to the Thieves Guild of Abar's Landing. They were interested in acquiring the Geovessan skull. Abar's Landing was to be our next stop. But why would this iron wheel set an ambush here? Are you certain you've never heard of them? Of course, you're right. The Iron Wheel could return at any moment. We need to get out of here, and fast. Wait, did you hear that? There's someone coming. Who are you?
You don't know me yet, but I'm a friend. Quen, isn't it? Put on this uniform and head outside.
There's no way I'm leaving
The Iron
here
Wheel
without my
won't
partner.
detain a Windhelm guard. I only had one uniform. Go on, recover your boat and meet us by the catacomb exit. Then we can return to the Thieves Guild in Abar's Landing.
You're from the Thieves Guild? All right. I'll meet you both by the exit. Good luck, partner.
She'll be fine. Looks like we take the dangerous way around. Did I mention I'm afraid of spiders? Probably should have mentioned. I'll keep it under control. Look, a crypt. Nothing bad ever happens in a crypt. almost there.
I don't think they saw me.
Are you all right? You're greener than my favorite vest. Could have lived my entire life without running through a spider pit. But we made it through. You'll make a real impression in Abba's Landing. The Thieves Guild. And my guildmaster, who can explain why the Iron Wheel thinks you deserve the same fate they've inflicted upon us. It's an unpleasant fate. It involves branding irons. You are your own master, but the Iron Wheel is relentless, and they know your face. They know your partner's face, too. So, tell me where we're all headed? I suggest Abba's Landing as soon as you're able. When you're up to it, we'll head to the Thieves' Den. It's in an old cistern.
Oh, a cistern. Wonderful. I'm to be surrounded by water everywhere I go.
Always a pleasant journey to Abba's Landing. Head to our Thieves' Den. The Guildmaster awaits. Your partner and I will be along when she's less expulsive. Hidden within an old cistern that's long forgotten by the city's merchant lords. A new home for us after the Iron Wheel tore apart the old one. It's a bit damp. You get used to it.
You will talk to Bakum? Oh, praise Alkosh. This one carries a heavy burden. This one is very worried. Bakum's sister-in-law's uncle's cousin has been writing strange letters. So strange, something about the Maw of Lorkalsh. He is a monk, you see, at the Temple of Seven Riddles. Bakum fears the worst. You will help, yes?
High in the mountains, to the south of Dokrin,
The rivers are shallow there, but this one has smuggled in shallower. Sailed, I mean. Bakum would feel better if he brought some muscle along. You have 11 friends, yes? It would be worth your while. Bright moons. Bakum is ready to set sail when you are, Walker.
I'm happy to show you the way out.
Hey, what are you doing here?
If you remain, it will cost you dearly. Are you new here?
I have all the style materials you need under one roof. Hail.
Greetings. This is bad. This is very, very bad. These are troubling times. When we forget the past, it has a disturbing tendency to rear up behind us and bite us in the arse. Perhaps, but that doesn't make it less true. Did you know that Prince Hugh buried his family's secret shame in his own ancestral tomb? It involved his mad uncle Magnifico Baraha, who tried to form a necromantic cult under the prince's very nose. Oh, most definitely. Luckily, the prince discovered his uncle's treachery and trapped the necromancers inside the tomb. Priests were gathered to create a great seal to make sure they couldn't escape. Unfortunately, pirates decided to loot the tomb. You must recharge the Great Seal. The necromancers are using the pirates' life energy to weaken it. Take my amulet, Spirit Catcher, and use it to capture the unleashed spirits. Then you can use that same energy to repair the seal. Not many. Once the amulet has absorbed enough spirits, you can use it to repair the Great Seal at the tomb's far end. Ironic that the same energy the necromancers use to weaken the seal can also be used to repair it. Ah, I see you aren't familiar with the term necromancer. Trapped in a tomb, they embraced undeath before they could expire from lack of food and water. I don't like to consider how they went about accomplishing that feat. I am the last of my order, and I walk a different path from you. If I die, the Great Seal will eventually fail and the necromancers will escape the tomb. I'd like to postpone that occurrence for as long as possible. I'm sure you understand.
Pay them back.
Why can't I focus? I'll lose everything.
on my luck. Help me out?
The Guildmaster is expecting you. Go on in.
Foolish talk makes me grumpy. You won't like me when I'm grumpy.
Over here. We should speak. Walk Softly sent word of your time at Fulstrom Homestead. Said you slipped out from between the Iron Wheel's greedy fingers. I am, but call me Zira. Titles don't carry weight when you live in a cistern. Pretty bold of you and Quen to go after the Geovessen's skull. Did you know she sent a letter asking to set up a meet? Rookie mistake. The Iron Wheel read her mail. That's why I sent Walk Softly to pull you out. Don't get me wrong, Quen may be green, but she planned a real heist. The kind we used to pull off before the Iron Wheel captured or killed most of us. Bastards. You heard of Magnifica Flora? She's a noble from Tanith, with a substantial dowry in her family tomb. We tried to steal it, but we failed, and she hired the Iron Wheel to punish us. I hear their leader thought you worked for us. Want to make it official? If the great Chief Inspector Ron Beek thinks you're part of the guild, who am I to disagree? We need good thieves, capable thieves like you and Quen to pull ourselves out of the gutter. So, care to join the Thieves Guild? We have nowhere to go but up. Good. You aren't afraid of a challenge. The more you do for us, the more gold and respect you'll earn. Reputation goes a long way with us. You can call the Thieves' Den your new home. Look around if you haven't already. There's plenty of work to be done. Of course. What about? Before the Iron Wheel, we ran the shadows of Abba's Landing, played the Merchant Lords against each other. We were looking to expand, take the Thieves Guild beyond Hughesbane. The dowry heist put an end to those plans. You can call the Thieves' Den your new home. Look around if you haven't already. Of course. What about? Nicholas. A good man, sorely missed. Sorry, I don't want to talk about him. It's still fresh, you know? You can call the Thieves' Den your new... Of course. What about? You're looking at it. We're a shadow of what we were before the Iron Wheel cracked down. And without us to bridle them, the Merchant Lords are flexing their muscles. You can call the Thieves' Den your... Of course. Start with the tip board. There's always something coming in. Also, Spencer Rye is a friend of the guild who could use our particular skills. If there are any larger tasks, I'll have Thrag or Andari get word to you. The more we steal, the better our reputation. Best way to draw in more recruits after taking such a hit from the Iron Wheel. Carrie has more to say about it. Word of advice? Don't rearrange her tip board. She'll smack your hand something fierce. He can explain. It's the sort of work I'd normally turn down, but he always pays. And he's stuck with us, even after the Iron Wheel's raids. He's welcome to trade gold for worthless trinkets as long as he cares to do so. At times, the whole guild works toward a single goal. Driving the Iron Wheel from Hughesbane, strong-arming a merchant lord, big stuff. But that takes time to plan. If it's happening, I'll get word to you the next time you stop by the den.
How can I help you?
I know. You thought I was the queen of the Dominion for a moment there, didn't you? Sorry, I'm just practicing for my next assignment. Have to keep my skills honed after all. Interesting choice of words, role. I play many roles. Seductress, serving girl, noble, beggar, merchant. It all depends on the job at hand. It's all about disguise, you see. You've probably talked to me a dozen times and didn't even realize it. I change personalities like a noble changes clothes. Perfect for surveying a location for a robbery or swindling a merchant out of gold. I just wish the higher-ups weren't so busy. As good as I am, I know there's more to learn. It was a simple enough matter for me to disappear when the trouble began. If you must know, I took on the role of a bodyguard at the Winsome Welwa. Worked there until the guild started to gather again down here. Don't I? We made good use of that before we joined the guild. Being two places at once is a handy skill for deception. On the other hand, Carrie could just be another role I play. Are you certain you've ever seen us together? Maybe I'm just that good. A few ink stains on my fingers, a furrowed brow, 303, 304. Could you not watch over my shoulder?
Why let tax and tariff take the lion?
My sponsor, that would be Thrag. I find his dedication and training techniques to be excellent. I also enjoy watching the way the sweat glistens off his rock-hard muscles. It pleases me a great deal.
care to earn a little extra coin on the side? It's for a good cause. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Spencer Rye, at your service. I have a friendly arrangement with the Thieves Guild. We're business adjacent, you might say. Rye's Reacquisitions. I track down items that have gone missing. As you might expect, quite a bit turns up here, but I specialize in objects of purely sentimental value. My finder's fee for the guild is usually well above the item's material worth. Always. When something gets well and truly lost, it occasionally requires a bit more adventure than I can stomach. I post those jobs on the notice board outside, but since you're here now, I think I have something you might fancy. An old sailor is mourning the loss of his favorite wooden pipe during a scuffle with some pirates in Shark's Tooth Grotto. If you track it down, he's offering a surprisingly good sum for its return. Just bring it back to me. I'll handle the delivery, and you'll be paid on the spot. I'll be waiting just outside the cistern in the alleyways. You can find me there anytime you're looking for a bit of work on the side.